home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Cunupia.
Add some value to your good times with a Wow Bucket from KFC.
You have no time to cook or you're stuck in traffic. You're working late, don't worry, we got it. Life hectic, KFC's a flick. For real value, come get it. Wow Bucket, wow, get down now. When you only go, you like me. Wow Bucket, good for every bucket. Together is better with a Wow Bucket.
7 pieces of delicious chicken with a bucket of fries. The KFC Wow Bucket for $119.95. Bringing people together. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
The big question today, how much will my electricity bill increase? Stop worrying. Act now. Replace your bulbs with energy-efficient LED bulbs now available at Trinity Lighting. When you purchase 4 60-watt LED bulbs for $112.50, you get 2 absolutely free. That's right, absolutely free. Or purchase 3 100-watt LED bulbs for the same price and get 1 100-watt LED bulb free. Trinity also has the following options. Purchase 2 4-foot LED tube or 1 8-foot or 2 LED colored bulbs for the same price, $112.50. At Trinity, we also stock specialty items and a wide range of electrical supply for all your household, medical, marine, commercial, and much more. Any hard-to-find bulbs or parts? We can source it locally or internationally. Check us out at 123 Western Main Road in St. James or call 628-8373, WhatsApp 461-8620 or email trinityetc@yahoo.com.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
More FM 104.7.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Time check. It's 4 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock.
Into the darkness you shine.
And you listen to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the Pitbull of radio.
Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like
in studio. And I must say happy holidays to those of you that celebrating the 4th of July. Yes, that are out there. Matilda Rhodes, good morning to you. Happy holiday. Oh boy. Oh my God. Anne Marie, I mean all of you that celebrating your holiday. Denise, Dave and Deborah, good morning, happy holiday. Noel Brown, all of you, happy holiday, man. All of you that are outside celebrating. For those of you that are online right now, Carmen, a pleasant good morning to you. Matilda Rose, Shirley, good morning. Barry, good morning. Michael Khan, good morning. Denise Stefan, good morning. All of you. Nicky Nick. Joyce, good morning. Henrik, good morning to you. Glasgow, good morning. Afiza D. Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Indra. John, good morning to you. Anne Brown. 007, a pleasant good morning to you. Yeah. Judy Ali, good morning. Alicia Ghani, yes, good morning to you. Peter Dindial, yeah, good morning. Mala Pleasant, good morning. Mala Badesi, good morning. Joe Williams, all of you. Got to lock on very early. Like, share, Valerie, I know we already up. Hey, and all of you, a pleasant good morning to you. The latest man, good morning. Hey, Miss Lorna, a pleasant good morning. Miss Lawrence, Miss Brooklyn, good morning. Mother Bernie, good morning to you. Esther, Auntie Pat, a pleasant good morning, Miss John. Teddy, good morning, Mr. Carnage. Anderson Wilson, good morning to you. And all of you on the beat there. His wife for everybody, a pleasant good morning. Researcher one, good morning, man. Good morning to all. Good morning to all. Nadira, you know, jump on Prasad, a pleasant good morning to you. Biznat. Well, this one is a Biznat Prasad, eh? So all the Prasads, whether it's your first name, your last name. Balroop, how things out there? When you watch yesterday's papers, yes. Dan Jackman, man. Morning. Dwight Noel, a pleasant good morning to you. Oh, don't forget Lacqua. Good morning to you. Roma Price, good morning. Long time I inhale out. Mammy Rose and her family members, a pleasant good morning. Das, a pleasant good morning to you and your family, your husband, all of you. Not forgetting Neil De Silva. Nasa Hussein, a pleasant good morning. Yes, so yesterday, you all give us an update of how yesterday interview was with the Pan Men. We believe they have good grounds. Should they keep up the fight? You all are gonna let us know. Besides yesterday, well written yesterday, all the headliners, TNT, open doors. Relief on the way for hurricane hit islands. Doors open to help. Moral and spiritual values just come in. While we have been organizing and facing a dread hurricane, Hurricane Rowley and his government, PNM government, Category 22 for 9 years and something. But relief they say. So what's your thoughts on that? Because many of you didn't get the opportunity to give your thoughts on all of those things. Right, you all didn't get your opportunity to give your thoughts on all these things. Hey, let me say a pleasant good morning to Warrell Regis, but there's son Sean for keeping the flag flying. Yes. I like to see young people, especially my African people, keeping up, doing real well, and keeping the flag flying. Whether mama or whether daddy or mommy leave you in a certain position, I must say the business of Warren Regis have grown. Look at that. Services offered now. New tires and battery sale. Motor vehicle inspection. I ain't gonna lie, boy. That young boy, he really hold the flag flying. Mechanical repairs, fleet management, maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing. They didn't have all of that, Before the father, he's shocked. No, not shocked, just happy, proud of him. Young fella, always smiling. Sean Regis. Wheel balancing and rotation. Nitrogen installation. Auto body repairs. Authorized agent for all the major insurance. Windscreen replacement, record service. I'm really am. That's my good friend. I'm proud of you, man. Sean. That's Sean Regis. From the Warren Regis and Co. Limited. Everything is Southern Main Road Enterprise. Imagine that and that is an enterprise, eh? Yeah, Southern Main Road Enterprise show bonus. Hey Sean, good morning to you. When I realize he always lock on, I say, whoa, Vidya, good morning to you, baby. How could I forget Miss Balmain and many of you? Jenny, all of you, a pleasant good morning. Bonifasto Vialva, all of you. Miss Laverne, good morning to you. Chris, all of you, good morning, good morning. Jenny, you know how long I am from you? Jenny always there, but when you call out Jenny, this just reach, eh? Yeah. So let me just go through yesterday, please God, because I want you all feedback on yesterday. Yesterday we touched on many things. We touched on the whole issue of open arms. Trinidad are open arms. Bring your children and come. And I just simply saying I don't agree with that. One, the country can't handle we self. We go take people children out there that they're distressed. Bring them here in a school system that ain't ready. That in the opening of the school system, we gonna organize and have Venezuelan kids and all there. Then when kids think it's a dengue going around Trinidad and Tobago now, they ain't spray up the place, nothing. We children go get dengue. Them children go get dengue. Then everybody gonna face, including all will be faced, them gonna face it too. Unless by some miracle they're gonna have some special hospital for them. Where they don't have to wait, that's so Vanessa. Vanessa Daniel, not so? Tommy Mohammed, good morning to you. Grace Caesar, good morning. And then all of we other face, the other face that system, they, in case anything, they know Mexican and all them kind of bacchanal. No bed, this, that, whatever. And then the children go come with one. The family members in Trinidad done facing their aunt, uncle, nenen. I believe if you know your home is broken, if you know things not going good in your house, you don't bring other people in your house if you realize your house in a mess. Guys are disrespect to the people that you're bringing and the people who live in here. That just me earlier. I don't know what you all think. Then we also get to break down even more the Pan-Trinbago issue. That it is clear that members did not know nothing. It was not that meeting was not constitutional. It wasn't constitutionally called, or as you all said there, or as the vice president who had drafted that constitution of Pan-Trinbago, Mr. Serret, as he and all said. So I would like to know what's your thoughts on that too. You will also want to know how the rainy season are treating with you. And then we also have this morning where I have to go deeper. Not so Kenrick Prasad, a pleasant good morning to you. And happy holidays out there in Florida. And for those of you that out there in the various parts of the United States of America that are celebrating your holiday today, happy holidays to you all. You all have two set of holidays. You all have only Trinidad and Tobago holidays, because you all not giving up your roots. And then yes, you all have you all adopted land. Holidays in which you're supposed to be proud of. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the lines early. Yes, whether Tommy Mohammed Pan-Trinbago is a PNM party group, at least they are right-thinking people that questioning the giveaway of their lands by Beverly Ramsey Moore, Pan-Trinbago president, that Arnold Roberts question on a joint select committee and ask it. So it is a very, very serious thing. Oh God, always land, you know, jump by jump low. And if a few PNMites wake up and smell the coffee, support them. Yeah, support them. Okay? At least them is the brave ones. Remember the rest who want to come out and talk, looking for victimization on the issue of Beverly, because remember them days gives up some various subjunctions when it's carnival. Hey, your band get this, your band to be a part of that. Them fellas who joined there, well boy, them doom. If the rest eventually get brave and stand up the right thing and say plainly to Beverly, hey, call back a special convention. Do it how it's supposed to be constitutionally be done. Because we will challenge you in court. And the Indian businessman go end up under problem anyhow, that land go end up whole. So let me come back to the tables. You all that is good. You don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance. Let me don't watch the other part where nice PNM and them is no. And that PN play, and let's say them is PNM and believe the come out, and then that people coming out and talking out. So Tommy, I understand what you're saying, but we can't think like that. We gotta keep the fight, eh? For the right thing, songs is the right thing. Right, so on that aspect, let's hear that one. What else that you all can touch on? Whatever other front burner issues that you all believe was not brought to the table between yesterday or from Monday to now. Parry asks, not the MP Parry, why is Gigi campaigning in St. Joseph if he is joining with the UNC? Again, everybody at the end of the day have to organize and understand that this thing is bigger than each and every one of us. Personalities can't jump on board here because personalities will give us the next opportunity to be in opposition and to have the PNM for the next 5 years, boy. Lord. Oh, Lord. So let's see how that goes all around. Every single body had to come across and be mature in this. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. Then we had to organize and discuss because we need to debunk that nonsense talk that played off by one of our very own MPs, Mr. Rai Ragbir. Really didn't want to go down that road. But after the elections, you see how we operating. And then if it is, you say your conscience and you know you did the right thing, then you still turn around and throw out a perception that if you have evidence of, you just simply were supposed to go to the police. Simple, you just had to go for the police. Yep. But no. I look at it as a throw that to leave a bad taste. In the people of Toko Sandy Grande minds. That is what I believe, Mr. Ragberi. We will deal with that on all a little later. I'll also interview one or two of the councillors from there, from Toko Sandy Grande. Yeah. Hey, Ian, good morning to you. I will go forget the duck. Yeah, good morning to you, duck man. The duck man. Always lock on. You tell Ian I say morning, duck. I know your radio don't on. Ian might be there just sleeping. So Trinidad and Tobago, before I go to the mainstream media, or PNM media news, to hear what they have on their headliners. What's on yours? So let me see what's on your own. So let me see, I'll give you all 2-3 minutes. If no one in call, well then I'll get down into the headliners. I just wanted to reset one of those the phone lines there. Yes. Morning, caller.
Morning to the big good man. Morning to Andy. Morning to Mikey. Morning to Judy. Morning Trinidad and Tobago.
And we also this week have been talking about the refinery. So, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, Andy, you know, the refinery have so much complications about it, but we have to give it a little chance to see what's going on because everybody coming out with the different ideas and the different views. But we know the refinery belongs to us, and we're going to fight tooth and nail to make sure that it remains like this. But what I call to say, Andy, is that I heard the Prime Minister, but I don't know what's wrong with this man. This man's sick, you know, boy. Since when Dr. Rowley gets so interested in children, Kamala Pasabi says, sir, build 106 schools. She build them for children, not for adults. Children. Doesn't quite complete it. He had a little time he could have finished it. He turned his back on that. The children we're speaking about it. Kamala Pasabi says, give laptops to the children. She didn't give it to adults, she gave it to the children. He take it away. Kamala Pasabi says, build a hospital for the children. He closed it down. So wait, how he loves children. All of a sudden he loves children so much.
Well, boy, everybody watching, the man is a real lover of children. Remember, there is love everything when it's close to election, you know. The love. All people and all going to love. You going to see?
Yeah, you live up with babies and kiss them and all kind of things.
What them love? Everybody right now close to election, them real love.
And boy, if you open their eyes and see what's going on.
All right, it's all right, it's all right.
Oh boy, Lennox
Well
Smith.
said, Lahokita.
Yeah.
Well said, well said. Morning to all and sundry, yes.
Yeah, morning. Okay.
That is a reality, yes, man. Yes, man.
Yeah, Lennox Smith. Laukata going, but the line's already open. But you go ahead.
Yeah.
You go ahead by the time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go say your
man.
morning, sir.
I'm listening attentively. Yeah.
Go, but you go ahead say your morning, sir. You done on?
Yes, of course. Good morning to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, central, or friends to be gone wherever you are, streaming in the world wide web in the world. A pleasant good day to you. Yes, I have not been privy to what passed from 6 o'clock or from when you actually started to engage. So I don't want to presume anything except that, of course, we continue. I had a very interesting, let's say, unavoidable delay because I was listening to Annie Roberts. He by the doses seem to be improving on, in terms of his oration, in terms of his arguments, in terms of the solidness of his, sorry about that, in terms of the solidness and the irrefutability of his arguments in the parliament. And of course, looking at the intrigue of the PNM senators attempting, of course, to raise standing orders after standing orders to suggest either that it is irrelevant what he's saying or attempting to say that he is diverting from the script, the issue that is at hand, or that he's imputing improper motive. But of course, all of which, in my view, having tenaciously look at the presentation of Annie Roberts to say all of it is relevant and, of course, exposes the PNM for who they are. We have said it on this program that, of course, Dr. Rowley came out to us during the course on the lead up to the 2015 election as a corruption buster. Of course, Udicott and others notwithstanding. And now he has definitely must be characterized as a promoter of corruption or corruption promoter. And then when one looks at Balize House, when one looks at what he has said with respect to the Sea Bridge, when one looks at all of the other issues, including, of course, Petrotrin, the fake oil matter, the Police Service Commission, of course, his role in the Vincent Nelson matter. We have Brent Thomas. We have, of course, the protection of the former AG and his children. Of course, that of the sitting minister of now housing are talking about Camille Robinson wages, and that the disappearance of monies that move from one bank to the next and simply reverted back to that bank, and we can go on and on. So clearly, and then of course the evisceration or the disembowelment of the procurement legislation, one sees that clearly, the population has already seen that, and they would go in the parliament and attempt, of course, in a state of futility, attempted to pretend of course, utilizing what is called self-righteous indignation. Suddenly, they bring things, but always with some sinister motive. So the procurement legislation, well, the classic example there would have been, the whistleblowing legislation, that was recently, is recently the latest in that attempt to try to hoodwink and to reverse psychologically only, of course, that position to suggest that the promoters of whistleblowing and so on. Well, Dr. Rowley, again, will have some very difficult time to convince any conscientious citizen of that factor, because just recently, when the matter of Farley and that mysterious audio, we remember that, and police was deployed to Tobago, and not that they didn't have enough on their plates as far as crime and criminality is concerned, murders, etc., home invasions. But of course, and when of course Farley disclosed that a whistleblower a whistleblower gave him some information, both physical, and was prepared to go on tape, and he recorded it, even though he did it clandestinely. When Dr. Rowley heard his name mentioned, and that he was, of course, a part and parcel of a conspiracy with, of course, the sitting commissioner, acting commissioner of police, and of course the head of the PNM in Tobago, he then, of course, preferred and insisted that he would go to court and take Farley to court. And when he realized, well, that was impossible because Farley was operating under the protection of the assembly rules, just as the parliament, when he disclosed the bogus emails that turned out to be the email gate, the infamous email gate. He then said that he's going to sue the person who Farley said was the whistleblower. And to bring whistleblowing legislation now and pretending that somehow he is a promoter and a proponent of whistleblowing, and that therefore that level of integrity and transparency and accountability, I think, is just a sham. And I think Anil Roberts was on spot in the parliament when, of course, he attempted, in spite of the disapprobation or disapproval or objections of the other side, which, of course, the president of the Senate, being the presiding officer, had to take note of, and, of course, try to guide the discussion and the debate in favor of all parties. So I was very intrigued. So that's my, of course, late entry into, of course, this morning's program. But certainly, it's very interesting times. And as Annie Roberts rightly said, election is a wrong. And as you just said as well, it's only a wrong election time. You have, of course, these self-righteous indignations, what I consider to be episodes taking place by the PNM. And of course, for a person like me and the position that I have and hold, I would say it is very ludicrous. It is laughable. It is infected with hypocrisy and all of the dishonorable and dishonesty that one can muster up in terms of the character and the characterization of this entire, what I consider to be cabinet and government that clearly is either in a state of mothballing. Yes, I say that they are ineffective, and at the same time, they seem to be in a state of a total, should I say, self-destruction. And that is where I would like to start or give my introductory remarks. But let's go back to the lines. I would want to hear what I consider to be erudite callers who have been making some very valuable contribution. Erudite meaning very educated. These days I have to break down the words and so on in order to make certain that everybody is on the same page, because we are entering a very crucial period, a period that we have been waiting for and predicting. 2025 will come. We said that, and we preferred, of course, to have an election period that would have preempted that or be done before 2025. But that notwithstanding, we have sufficient evidence on top of that to show how disingenuous this administration is, having regard to what the Privy Council said in terms of the attempt of the government to try to emasculate our right to vote. Go ahead, Dr. Caller. Good morning.
The gas station racket under the first prime minister. Remember who killed Jean Miles? We are asking.
Yeah, all of that has track record, yes, and yet still have the audacity to come in our faces.
Because she disclosed and she unthing a racket going on with the gas station. Under who? Which government? Right? And they killed she was alive when they do the test. They bury she alive. Who? Which government did that? But people, all that sweep under the rug. They want to talk about them things. You understand? Racket from day one. Right? Some of them lent that money, millions of dollars, and never work a day. You understand? And robbed the treasury, robbed children, rob me of water today, rob me from roads today. This wicked government we have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, let's stay on track. Remember what we are speaking about.
Count on them.
Yes.
They are well educated. Go ahead.
What is most important, Trinidad and Tobago? The discussions of this week and since last week, we are talking about the oil refinery and the criminal or the corrupt or alleged corrupt businessman that Dr. Rowley know about. And we wanting our oil refinery run nationally. And then next week, please God, we will organize and have a interview with the former minister, Kevin Ramnarine, energy minister. We talk about that. That is very important.
Great.
Besides that, we have also talked about the whole issue of the land, the Panchon Bego land. Again, to an Indian businessman. And you all heard the vice president, former vice president, and all what they say dealing with that aspect too. So we want to hear what's your thoughts. You all didn't get to join because we was doing the talking and the interviewing. So we want to hear what's your thoughts on all of that. Then we also see yesterday in all the newspapers, the doors are open for Trinidad and Tobago. All they bring all their children and come. The children of Trinidad and Tobago ain't facing no problems here. So bring them and come. No dengue outbreak. No flooding. No pressure with the hospitals. But bring all your children and come. That come like you inviting people, children to your home. And you know your home falling down. It ain't good. You know your children and no food. You know they're scraping. You know all you feeding your children is nothing and you eating everything. And then we're going to bring other people children, feed them, and your own children can leave out. Your children who have been going through Hurricane Rowley and the PNM Category 22, 9 years now. Hey, SOS, we call in the Caribbean to ask Rowley if he go give me some assistance, please. All that is things that is on the front burner and things that we all supposed to keep on the front burner. And then today, we just want to dig into the issue of, I want to believe that was to put a perception out there. To damage the Sandy Grande Regional Corporation, its councillors, its credibility.
Where are we on that, Andy?
Yeah.
Where are we on that in terms of the interview?
That's today. We're dealing with that whole corporation situation. Which it will clear. Okay. That madness go clear.
Yes, well, of course, it is reminiscent. You see, when a dog sucking egg, as my mother would have said and told us, they have a difficulty in deviating from that position. So therefore, that question of inviting people into the country, even though we are suffering and having difficulties, we have seen that with respect to the policy position of the government as far as inviting the Venezuelans in. We have seen that, and of course we are reaping the negative whirlwind of that decision today. And it continues, and always, of course, to appease something. It is never in the interest of Trinidad and Tobago generally, but it's always for some other ulterior motive. So it's how we would look on the international in the international eyes, and therefore that is why that was done. Now we are seeing another one where how we would look in the regional eyes, and therefore, of course, that was done, not looking at, of course, Trinidad and Tobago, for whom the government has been in office, and without the population could never be in office, as they would realize and have realized out of the last local government elections last year in August, and will see in 2025, if so long, on the national scale. So we are clear in our minds as to this government is self-serving, self-centered, and really and truly inimical to the interests of the population in general. They have disappointed and they have betrayed the people in more ways than one. Another
So
development,
true.
and
We will be
come
go
up
ahead.
as well, just in
President
case
will be-
you
go
don't
ahead.
have one.
Go ahead.
Another development coming up, a company called ConocoPhillips. ConocoPhillips. Listen to that one. To what extent it could affect the Dragon Gas deal, because recent court, your favorite judge, gave ConocoPhillips a large company dealing in the gas and oil sector, have put in papers or have sought judgment in the local courts to enforce an arbitration award that was given to that company, that American companies, for monies that the Venezuelans, PDVSA in particular, is owing them, because in Venezuela their assets were confiscated, was taken away, and without the appropriate compensation. So they went to arbitration, just as the company from Brazil constructing the highway to Point Fortin here. Well, they went and they got it, but of course they got the award in their favor. And anywhere in the world that PDVSA has assets, they have been given the authority, and therefore in the local courts they have also been given the right to, of course, take by virtue of the legal process whatever PDVSA may have here in Trinidad. So it may mean the monies that we are paying, they may be entitled to. We never could tell. Of course, Young told us in the parliament only recently that the Dragon deal or whatever comes out of it will not affect that arrangement, will not affect the Dragon deal. I beg to differ.
You don't think that you beg to differ?
No. I find this guy, that wishful thinking, because if they went as far as to make sure that they get the local courts to approve that arbitration award, and they do it in other parts of the globe as well. So wherever PDVSA would have had assets or any dealings, whether it could movable or financial, and they apply to the local courts, having of course gotten the approval, I think Stuart Young will be hard pressed to tell the court or anybody else that they will not be handing up monies that might have been due to Venezuela through PDVSA to ConocoPhillips. It's been
Nice.
very, very, very difficult.
Let's hear what are the headliners out there. The mainstream headliners. Some people say the P&M headliners. Let's hear what they are up to. What's their headliners this morning?
Good morning. I am Bhavita Gopal-Chan with headline news on CNC3. The Strategic Services Agency.
Nice. Let me see if mainstream media like us headliners will be our refinery, Pan Trinbago lands, that all those things was cleared. The refinery, Pan Trinbago lands, the issue of
Phillips issue. I have not seen it from them, but that is a development that will affect negatively, of course, the Dragon Gas deal as well.
Yes. So we want to see what. Let's see Trinidad and Tobago, because I have strategies and ways to teach you all. So let's see what's in the headliners. Will it be in the headliners today? Be that thousands or hundreds of citizens are really and truly disappointed in the government of Trinidad and Tobago health ministry for the many very, very important surgeries and diagnostics that needed to be done, that has been put off for a year and more. Let me hear if the headliners will say that. If the headliners will also say, right, well, they did say all arms are open for the kids from the hurricane wrecked countries to come to Trinidad and all those various things. But let me see if the mainstream will question now the government. But your kids here, when it comes to hospital system, in a mess. Your kids here, when it comes to the school system, wow, the same school system that you call them come to school. Come and go to school here. In a mess. Your teachers here have complained about many things. So let's see if headliners go do all of that for we. Yeah, they go do that. They go do what we doing. Mainstream media doing. Let's see what they have.
He has been under an extensive audit since March 4th after the special branch of the police service flagged several alarming occurrences to the National Security Council. In the Parliament yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said so far, the audit reveals that the SSC's operation rendered it increasingly incapable of securing the public's trust. He said cult members within the SSC possessed influence so high that it was detrimental to the country's safety, such as the procurement of high-powered weapons, military training and a possible attempt to take over the country's leadership were among the rogue plans the agency had in store.
For example, Madam Speaker, several family members and associates of particular persons and of a particular church were found to have been surreptitiously employed in the agency. Such persons belonged to a cult which was arming itself while preaching a doctrine for trained military and paramilitary personnel with a religious calling to be the most suitable persons to replace the country's political leadership.
And a 24-year-old woman was arrested outside the U.S. Embassy on Mali Street in Port of Spain for impersonating a police officer to obtain a U.S. visa. Three other people, a 63-year-old man, a 43-year-old woman, and a 34-year-old woman were arrested at their respective homes between July 2nd and 3rd. All will be charged with providing fraudulent documents in support of visa applications and falsely claiming to be TTPS officers. Commenting on the arrest, U.S. Ambassador Candace Bond said these arrests should send a message to anyone using deceit to obtain a U.S. visa. The federal agents will work alongside local law enforcement to arrest and prosecute them. She notes that committing fraud when applying for a U.S. visa will result in the perpetrator being permanently ineligible for a tourist visa. Well, those are your 6 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at the top of the hour right here on CNC3.
Nice. You all see the very important headliners. Dr. Rowley studying. Let me just show one thought. With what here, Dr. Rowley was more on high-power rifles to take over the country leadership. And you pick up on that one? That man securing himself, boy.
I said, these fellas come up with phantasmagorical story. It could only happen in a fantasy land, because it reminds me of when he said that somebody wanted to assassinate him or that he was too black. Somebody said he was too black to be head of the PNM, and I think the creme de la creme is when, of course, they orchestrated with his partner who was leaving that particular university to organize a honorary doctorate for him in order for him to be closer to Biden, because that would have been Biden's alma mater. I mean, you cannot have a more perfect storm. A perfect storm is really a totally and absolutely destructive storm as the PNM under this man, who, of course, will engage in these phantasmagorical stories, concoct them in order, of course, and the emails, of course, was the genesis of it. But as we experienced this man, and as he grew in the office of Prime Minister, he became more and more what I consider to be enigmatic in terms of you don't know where he will come up with the next fantastic story in order, of course, to do what? To maintain the office he has, and of course relevance, and have people bemused and at the same time baffled. Yeah, that is what this is all about. That is what that reminds me of. That's what he does. And therefore, we, by now, all of us should know, because the ground report has been there, consistent and constant like the Northern Star, and immutable like a scent. We will not change, and we will tell the people what the reality is. This man is totally dishonorable, and when dishonorable people seek and obtain honorable office, the only outcome could be what we are seeing now: dishonorableness, destruction, pain, ache, agony, and of course betrayal, which of course has been stereotypical or idiosyncratic of the Rowley administration, a lame duck administration. Yes, my friend. That is what I have observed by that story. Phantasmagorical, but they're trying to overthrow, arming themselves to overthrow. And what it was all about, two rifles, that of course a sitting army official indicated why the head of the SSA, on his recommendation or words to that effect, would have had that 2 or 3 guns, He said they're arming themselves to overthrow the government. That is Dr. Rowley and his fantasy. I mean, the man could concoct a story with very little. It's something like a little gale, a little wind off the coast of West Africa that emerges into what devastated recently, last 2 days or so, Grenada and St. Vincent. Yeah, talking about a devastating hurricane. Yeah, that is what this man is all about. These fantastic stories will no longer work. Nobody listens to him because of the nonsense that he tries to bring to the population, only to generate attraction, importance, and of course, with an ulterior motive of wanting to stay in office to continue to do us harm and evil.
So true. Oh boy. So Trinidad and Tobago, we take a quick break. And again, when we come back, the lines are open. And all I'm trying to do is just set the trend for this morning's program. Let's keep our focus on where the sun is straight. Keep in mind the refinery that you all have not get the opportunity to really and truly elaborate on what's your thoughts as Trinbagonians. Keep in mind too the Pan Trinbago issue of the lands, which Pan is our national instrument, and Beverly Ramsey Moore is saying, well, boy, if you is not a member, I don't want to hear you talking nothing about no land. Man, the fact that it's a national instrument makes you an automatic member of Pan Trinbago in my book. So let's keep all that in mind. And keep in mind also, based on the interview that are coming there, I want to call Mr. Rai Ragbir for he to clear the air on that, because I would like to ask questions such as, all the time you are there, have you ever written the chairman of your concerns and various things?